Hush now, dry your eyes. Fate is upon us, the changing of times.
Hi, I'm Obi, and today we're going to be talking about Garo. Now, I thought it was called Garo the Animation, or Garo Project, but according to Wikipedia, it's called Garo the Carved Seal of Flames. Now, what I think happened is that they didn't realize that they were going to have more than one of these, and because this is the first one, and so they just called it the animation because it was the animation, but then once they got more, they were like, let's retcon some of that. So I do like the name, the Carved Seal of Flames. That's pretty sick, but it's kind of just Garo the Animation still, according to like AniList and MyAnimeList and all that stuff. So the several series that they've made for Garo are also vastly different. One is a European fantasy, one is a Japanese fantasy, and one is a modern American fantasy, which is just lots of fun, very fascinating. No idea what that's like. This is made by Studio Mappa, which should be fairly familiar. They have a pretty broad and popular catalog. My personal favorite of theirs is Rage Baphomet, Genesis, and Virgin Soul. And in general, you can expect to find one of these on someone's top 10 for sure. Especially with the recent addition of Jujutsu Kaisen and Chainsaw Man, which are very popular, very violent. We get a very dramatic opening, in which a pregnant woman is burned at the stake and called a witch. A knight wearing a lion helmet rushes in to save the baby. There's less impactful and dramatic stuff going on in that opening scene, one of which is meeting Alfonso, the young prince, and meeting Mendoza, the court mage, who's kind of like the snaky head of an organization that's the evil villain. He's just shady. He's shady. He's the main villain. Of the first part, at least. I'm assuming there's someone bigger and badder, but maybe it's just him. It'd be really funny if he died after, like, the third episode, and he's actually, like, worthless, and I just thought he was the big bad. That would be my bad. We have the opening song. The first part of which is fire, and the rest of it's fine. Alright, so since the Makai Knight appeared and saved the child, the kingdom started witch hunts. Wind, water, fire mages, over hundreds were killed in the matter of a year. And 17 years later, our story begins.
How'd you like me to tell you the God's honest truth about witches? Far from being in league with demons, it's a witch's job to seal them away.
Now, what draws me to this story is the relationship between the father and son. Hermaine and Leon.
Wait! Beloved fruit of my loins! I seem to have forgotten a certain something! You know? Can you do your old man a kindness? Ow! That was...
Now, it turns out that the prostitute that Hermaine was sleeping with was a demon he was scoping out to kill. He's also just a man whore.
Listen well, demon. You deserve to know the name of the man who bested you. Herman Luis. Your kind know me as the Makai Knight, Zoro.
Now, unlucky for Germain, while he was hunting the prostitute demon, Leon was being hunted by the kingdom. And he wasn't too happy about being left alone to handle that.
I'm Leon Luis. It is in my blood. to purge this world of horrors like you.
The Golden Knight Garo!
The animation is interesting here because it switches drastically. It is a little uncomfortable at first, but as you're watching it, you get used to it. It's actually really cool, but at first, it's disconcerting. In this first fight, we get our first look at the demons, which really remind me of Akuma from D. Gray Man, which I have been watching more of. A little bit of the hollows from Bleach, but if I remember right, which I might not because it's been a very long time, hollows don't take human form, so it's really more like the Akuma. I couldn't think of any other monster that takes a human form and then shifts into like that kind of oddly shaped. I know there's more. Remind me if there's more. I can't think of any. Really, it's a solid pilot. We get some character introductions, we get some combat, we get some plot preview. Really, it's pretty fantastic. It turns out there are some witches in hiding, and Germaine goes to go visit one. She reveals that the orders that the Makai Knights were given during the witch hunts, that got, like, most of them killed, were false. And she just didn't do shit about it. So, fantastic people, these witches. At the same time, Mendoza finds out that the prince, Alfonso, is related to the Makai Knights. Which is ironic, because we also find out right after that, in the same sequence, that Mendoza is also related to the Makai Knights. They're all related. It's all tied together. It's all coming together. So it's confirmed that Mendoza was a Makai Knight of some kind, and we notice his markings are similar to what Leon gets whenever he's not doing so great. He turned traitor. He was an alchemist, and turned to the demon kind, it seems. Mendoza is also quick to turn around and frame others for being traitors, because that's how traitors do.
What are you insinuating?
High treason. A base act of treachery executed by you against your royal husband and master.
This is outrageous. Why would I poison the man that I love? What could I possibly stand to gain by it?
Enough, your lie is found out. Your stake is Alfonso. After all, what is a decrepit husband to a son on the throne?
You speak nonsense.
Lovely camera work. Terrible situation for her. She calls Mendoza Basilisk, which must be one of his titles, but it does bear the question of why you would keep someone around whose title is literally Snake. Like, what?
Listen up, son. There's something you need to know. You inherited your armor from your mother, granted, which means you're the only one who can summon it.
I know.
Trouble is, who then inherits your father's armor? See? That's a problem. My legacy still waits for an heir. Therefore, I need to breed.
Therefore, he needs to be a man-whore.
What?
Move it, Chico! You're in the way!
Excuse me? You're the one in the way, lady!
So we meet Emma, and then because of this fight, Leon ends up on top of a witch's pyre, because the witch hunt is still going on, and his power goes haywire, and he has to be stopped by Germaine. Emma handles the demon, which is great, because it would have gotten away otherwise. But we do understand that there's something up with his power. The last part of this episode is Prince Alfonso finding out about his mother's condemnation, and she begs him to run away. So he does. So in the third episode, we find out that there's a ring that the Golden Knight is supposed to have that helps him suppress his flames, or hers. His mother bore the armor before he did. except the ring was broken and had to be repaired. They got a message, the repairman's ready, and they're off to go get it. Turns out that the ring has a demon in it, and the demon has been whispering sweet nothings to the repairman's assistant, who turns traitor and kills the alchemist repairman. While the traitor is running away with the ring, Emma runs into him and starts a fight. At first, Leon and Germaine don't know what's kind of going on for a second. But once they do, they handle the fight. Not a big deal. Leon, the Golden Knight, contracts with the demon Zaruba? Yeah, Zaruba, to control his flames. To instant effect, his flames go out, and he's able to control his armor much more effectively. Meanwhile, Prince Astolfo is on the run, and he is surrounded by Mendoza's lesser demons, which he cannot attack with his plain weapons. Like, they're immune to mortal attacks. And so a Makai Knight appears to protect him, and that's the cliffhanger. That's the hook. Is finding out who that Makai Knight is, because haven't seen that one before. Sure looks cool. Really want to know. Perfect hook. Perfect hook. My hand's covered in makeup. Personally, I'm excited about this show. I really want to watch it. It's on my list. It has been for a very long time. I mean, how can you not just be so excited every time you hear Garo? Like, it's good. It's good stuff. I am really curious about the other ones. Not with like a I'm going to love them curiosity, but we'll see about that kind of curiosity. I'm assuming the historical fantasy Japan will be kind of a similar energy, just not as like Western. It's the modern one that I'm wary of, but it could be cool. I'm imagining something kind of like Fate, almost, which is probably an insult now that I think about it, but to me it's not, because I like Fate, even though it's just a lot. But yeah, that's it. At the same time, Mendoza finds out that Prince Astolfo... Nope. Alfonso. Alfonso. Not Astolfo. Astolfo is a bad pronunciation of the character in Fate Apocrypha, who we appreciate because they're very gender fluid and or non-binary in some sense. Can I dip my sponge directly into the makeup and then use it? Will the makeup gods come for me, or is that fine? I'm gonna find out. Aggressive. Very aggressive. Prince Astolfo finds out about... Did I forget that right? Alfonso. God damn it. I keep calling him Astolfo. I don't know what it is, but lately I've been doing like this like L thing right here. It makes me feel kind of like a lich. But it's a fun look. It's not too strong normally, so normally it's pretty easy to like, oh, well, it's just part of my face. Oh. But really, I just want to look like a lich. A skelly boy. I'm a skeleton. Do 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 do.